Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dilly Show. Here's your host, the man known as Bald Fury. This is Dilly. Hello everybody, what is going on, and welcome back to the Dilly Show. I hate saying back, that is my least favorite word. But here we are, the Dilly Show is here once again. You're either watching this on YouTube, seeing my pretty bald head, or you're on any podcasting platform, such as Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, you name it, I'm probably there. So, without any further ado, if you're listening or watching, sit back, grab your popcorn, buckle up your seatbelts, and shut up for a minute. Never mind. I didn't say that. I didn't tell you to shut up. I wouldn't tell you to shut up. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't, and I didn't. So anyway, guys, Daily Show is back. Holy shit. It's been a while, as it always is. I always take breaks. This time, the break was almost warranted. It was kind of warranted because I started doing the Daily Show again, and then my computer died. I had to get a new computer, so I did. And after that, I just kind of stopped doing it because I had the new Dilly Show logo, and that got erased because it was on my computer, not my hard drive, because I'm stupid. So the logo was gone. So I'm like, shit, how am I going to keep doing it without the logo? So I made a new logo a couple weeks ago, and then just didn't do a Dilly Show, and now I'm here doing another Dilly Show. I love doing it, but holy shit, I'm just very unproductive during these quarantine times. It's not even really quarantine anymore. I don't feel like we're in quarantine anymore. I don't feel like we are. I mean, there's still rules and regulations. You still have to wear a mask, but it doesn't really feel like it's a big deal anymore. Nobody's treating it like it is, so it doesn't feel like it is. I haven't been vaccinated yet. I do have an appointment scheduled, so I am going to get vaccinated. I'm going to be the Vax King. And that's cool. I'm going to get vaccinated, as you all should, because they're putting a chip in you, and it's for your safety and theirs. They need to know where you are at all times. So just get that injection, get the chip, and then you're good. And you won't even have to worry about getting the fake illness known as COVID. I'm obviously kidding. Anybody that thinks otherwise with these vaccinations can fuck off. If you honestly think the government is doing bad things with you, how dare you assume that of the government? Because the government are obviously great. Obviously, right? Anyway, enough fucking COVID talk. I've had enough of that shit. I'm moving soon. I'm gonna be getting rid of this red wall, and I'm gonna be moving soon. I'm kind of stressed about it, but I'm also kind of excited for it because, like, holy shit. I'm still living in my parents' house currently because I graduated in the class of 2020. I was going to be off doing big things. I should have been moved like a year ago, but then COVID hit and I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a year off. I'm not going to do shit for a year. I'm just going to sit here and try to get work. Couldn't get work because welcome to fucking Blacks Harbor where I live. Where I live, there's no jobs. There's no stores. There's no nothing. There's shit all in Blacks. There's one convenience store which always has people and it's run by someone. Haven't been working. I've been sitting. I just started working out again recently. I'm trying to get life back together. I'm trying to keep up with the Joneses. I'm trying to get shit together. And I'm really working on it. And I think the Daily Show coming back is going to help with that. Because maybe if I can keep with a weekly schedule, it'll help me maintain some sort of, what I used to do. Like, I used to do the Daily Show weekly, and I used to do YouTube, and everything was fine and normal. And then COVID hit, and everything got hard and difficult and weird. But I'm hoping that with everything going on in my life right now, I'm hoping that it can kind of steady itself out. So I'm back doing the Daily Show, back working out. I'm trying to be Dilly again. I haven't felt like Dilly in like a long time. So I'm trying to get there. Maybe I shouldn't have shaved my head because that was an interesting decision. The story about Mr. Baldy over here. I was gonna not shave my head. I was gonna get a haircut because my hair was down to like the back of my neck. And I didn't like it. It was very long. It was always up. It was almost as long as it is there, but not quite. Because as you know, that picture is not actually me. That's Jesus, who is actually me. But aside from the point, So I wasn't gonna shave my head. I was just gonna get it cut. And my girlfriend Cassandra, she was cutting it, and she's usually good with haircuts. And I'm not saying she did anything wrong this time, because I love her and she did a good job. But I asked her to take like a bit of length off, and then she ended up taking like a lot of length off. And then I'm like, okay, that doesn't look right. And then I'm like, okay, shave the sides and back of my head, because I always get like I keep the length on top, and I usually get the sides and back shaved. So my sides and back would usually be this short anyway, but she took a bit too much off the top, and it wasn't sitting right in any position I put it in. So I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. Shave it off. Cut it. So here I am, bald as fuck. I've never been this bald. I'm not really bald. I'm buzzed. I haven't been this buzzed since I was like a kid. Like, it's weird. It's weird having no hair, because I'm used to like having long hair. Because in the last couple of videos or anything, if you've seen me in the past year, I've had long hair. Now I have none. And I'm telling you this because it's important to me. Because it's weird that I don't have hair on my head. Anyways, I'm bald. I'm Bald Fury. That's what I call myself. And yeah, I've been living. I've been writing a book, actually. I'm not going to tell you too much about this book, but I've been writing a book. And it's cool as shit. I have like 22,000 words written. That's been like my main, I guess, priority. And during COVID, I've been writing. I've been writing and writing and writing. I think I started sometime last year. And I mean, I've been kind of sitting on the idea for a bit, and then I decided, hey, I'm actually going to write a book. And it sucks because I'm currently at a point where I'm like so deep into the book, but I don't know what I want to do with it next. And I know what the ending's going to be. Like, I already know what I'm doing for it, but I don't really know how to get there. And it's difficult. It's been weird, but that's pretty much what I've been doing. I've been writing. I've been shaving my head. I've been thinking of ideas for YouTube and podcasting alike. And it's good. I'm thinking of a lot of stuff. I'm always thinking. I always have ideas. It's just executing them. That's really where my problems start, is execution. And once I can get that down, I'm good. I'm fucking mint. Like, I knew today that I was gonna fucking do the Dilly show, and it was gonna be cool, and I was gonna talk for a bit, and then I'm gonna get into topics. I know what I'm doing. Like, I'm executing this. And that's why I like the Dilly show, because I usually know what I'm doing with it. Because it's easy. Because I'm on, like, it may seem difficult, and it's not like, I'm not saying anybody could do it, because not anybody could do it. I can do it because I'm Dilly. I'm different. But I'm different. But I don't know. It's not easy, but it's not hard for me, because I've been doing it for so long. So, yeah. Where do I go from here? I'm just kidding. I know what I'm doing. And I have a couple things I want to talk about. I want to talk about one thing for certain. I want to talk about how shitty horror movies are nowadays. And that's what I'm going to talk about right now. I just watched The Conjuring. I think it was the third one. It was The Devil Made Me Do It. Which, by the way, shitty fucking title. That title fucking sucks. I don't know why they thought that was a cool title, but it's not. It's so stupid. But it kind of fits with the movie, because the movie was also fucking stupid. So, me and the family went camping last weekend or the weekend before, and we were watching it in the trailer. And I was just sitting there watching this entire fucking movie, thinking to myself the entire time, this fucking sucks. Ever since the beginning of the movie, I knew this fucking sucks. And even before I was gonna watch the movie, I knew it was gonna fucking suck. Because I looked into it, and this was beforehand. I looked into it, and I found out it was an 80s movie, right? And I knew as soon as it was an 80s movie that it's going to be like every other fucking thing nowadays. It's going to have its fucking songs from the 80s that I like, that it's going to ruin for me. It's going to just... Okay, 80s. 80s is cool, right? 80s is nice. 80s actually sucked, but it's a cool idea. The music back then was cool. Why does every movie in 2020, 2021, 2019, 2018, why do they all have to be 80s? Why does everything have to be 80s? Like, for the love of God, don't ever make a 90s thing. Because if that happens, I'm gonna cry. Because 90s is my shit. You leave 90s to me. That's it. It's mine. It's nobody else's. It's mine. Was I living in that time period? No, but it's still mine. I own it. I bought it. with myself. Don't make 90s shit, but stop making 80s shit. Like, it's weird. Because I'm maturing, I'm understanding things, and I'm learning things, and I'm getting my own style of things, so I'm liking things. So, when I'm watching this fucking horror movie, a shitty horror movie, and then they play Call Me by Blondie, I'm kind of upset about it. And when they play Baby Hold On by Eddie Money, I'm kind of upset about it. Like, it's not that the songs are bad, because I love Baby Hold On by Eddie Money. I love Call Me by Blondie. But when it's attached to this new movie that sucks, I'm not happy about it. If it was attached to a movie that was okay, like a good 80s movie, I'd be okay with it. For example, Stranger Things. I know it's not a movie, but it's an 80s thing, and I kind of don't hate it entirely. I hate parts of it, but I don't mind it. Like, when they play songs I know in it, it's cool, it's fine, because I like it. But The Conjuring, it sucked. It was fucking shit. Horror movies in general nowadays are shit. There hasn't been a good one in a while. I think It was probably the last good one. And It Chapter 2 was also good. But those are kind of the same, and they have the same problems that I have with The Conjuring. So, it's not just The Conjuring, it's not just it, it's horror movies nowadays. So, here's the recipe, right? Loud action, right? Something's happening, people are running from shit or something. I don't know, just regular shit. And then all of a sudden, this is the audio meter. Silence, right? Silence for like 5 to 10 seconds. And then it's all of a sudden, boom! You're fucking, just a loud fucking noise to spook you. That's not scary. A loud, sudden noise is gonna scare anybody. It doesn't make it scary. It just makes it sudden. So, when you're watching a movie and it goes all quiet for like 5 to 10 seconds, and then wham, it's not scary, like scary. You can scare people without doing that. But that's become the newest horror movie trope. And I'm not saying it's necessarily the newest thing, because it's been around for at least a decade, probably more. But it's cheap. It's a fucking cheap pop. It's a cheap reaction. Doing that is just fucking dog shit. Like, if you're making a horror movie, make it scary. Because when I was watching The Conjuring, once you've watched enough horror movies with the whole silence and jumpy shit, you kind of learn. And maybe not everybody kind of clues into it. So maybe, I think movies like that Conjuring movie were kind of made for older people. And I only say that because I was watching this movie with a bunch of older people, and they were all, oh my God, they were getting the shit scared out of them. But I'm over here I knew that was going to happen. I knew there was going to be a big jump scare. I didn't react to it because it didn't fucking faze me. If I was in the movie theater, it wouldn't have fucking fazed me. It's not scary. It's a loud, sudden noise with a fucking shit visual. Nothing in The Conjuring scared me at all, in the slightest bit. And then there's the old people, or the older people next to me, and they're all like, oh, spooky. And I'm over here I don't know. I hate it. Horror movies are great when they're done right. But when they're done not right, they fucking suck. And I was pissed. And what I was saying about it has moments that are genuinely spooky, but they don't rely on the whole they don't rely on it. Not that it doesn't do that, because it did that a lot of times. And the only reason I'm even talking about it right now is because I just watched the two It movies yesterday, and they're fucking great. They're masterclasses, but I did notice that they used that trick a few times, and it's cheap fucking shit. And I get it, using it maybe once, or at the very most twice, but I just remember watching that fucking Conjuring movie, and it happened so often. It was just annoying. There was no big scares or anything. Nothing. At all. Now, if you want to make a movie actually scary, and I'm not saying I'm a fucking big movie dude, because I'm not. I've never made a movie. I've never made a movie yet. I might at some point, but not yet. But if I was going to make a horror movie, right, I wouldn't do the cheap shit because it makes the movie just worse, in my opinion. Like, it doesn't add anything to the movie. It's not a scare. It's something you'd put in a fucking trailer. Like, it's boring shit. And I don't like it. I don't like it one fucking bit. Some people do. If you like the Conjuring movies, that's fucking good for you. But don't ask me to watch them. I've never watched any of them except that one. And I only watched it because I was practically forced to. And I'd never watch it again. I'd never watch any of them again. I'd never watch Annabelle. Nothing like that. It's garbage. Fucking garbage. I can't stand it. I can't stand the cliches. Like, that movie had about every fucking cliche you can have nowadays. It was an 80s movie. It did the fucking stupid jump scares that aren't even actually jump scares. Like, there was nothing of value in that movie whatsoever to me. And I just hate it. And that's just the way most horror movies are nowadays. I'm not saying all, because if you look at movies like Hereditary, for example, I watched that recently too. That was a great fucking movie. And it may have done the silent jump scare thing a few times, but I don't even think it did. It's just, it was a modern horror movie. And it wasn't even, I don't even know if I necessarily call it a horror movie. Because it was like a thriller with horror aspects. Like, it might have been a horror movie, but I saw it more as a thriller because when I think of horror movies nowadays, I honestly can't think of anything but the whole silent and then loud noises. Like, that's just what horror is nowadays. And it's fucking sad because horror is one of the easiest genres. It's one of the easiest things to do. Like, it's an emotion. It's spooky. You're scaring people. It's not hard to scare people. You don't need to run up from behind them and grab them by the waist and go, ah! You don't have to do that. You don't have to ambush them to scare them. Show them like a spider and they'll be like, ugh. Show them like a snake and they'll be like, ugh. That's with me anyway. Like, if a spider walked across the fucking floor right now, I'd be shitting myself. Because little things scare me. But I don't know. When I'm watching horror movies and I expect a big jump scare, it's just not as fun. We'll talk about that one more time. There was a jump scare, or there's a couple jump scares in it that I wasn't expecting. Even though I've watched the movie before. I mean, I kind of knew they were going to happen this time around, but I remember watching the first It in theaters. And there was a few jump scares that weren't like, the anticipation wasn't built for them. So you didn't necessarily see them coming. And it just makes me wonder, why the fuck can't movies just do that? You don't have to make it like silent and then loud. Like, it's just stupid. And the fake jump scares too, the fake outs, those ones suck fucking too. Like, they're not scary. It's just silence followed by a loud noise. That doesn't make a movie good. That doesn't make a movie scary. That doesn't do anything. It's just fucking dumb. Like, I don't know. I don't like the cliches. I don't like how everything is all the fucking same nowadays. And like, I don't know. I just can't stand it. Anyways, that was my rant on The Conjuring and how shitty horror movies are nowadays. Whew. Yeah. That needed to get off my chest. I've been holding on to that one for like a while, and I knew today on the Dilly Show I was going to talk about it, so I did. In other news, wrestling's shitty nowadays. As if that wasn't fucking clear. Wrestling hasn't been good for like years. Like, I'm talking about WWE and AEW too, because they're both big wrestling companies. Everything sucks. Like, there is no good, wrestling nowadays. WWE is very commercial, very shitty. Like, they're talking about Cardi B coming in to host SummerSlam. And it's so fucking bad. But I'm not surprised, because WWE has done shit like this before. 2011, WrestleMania 27, I think that was in 2011. Anyway, Snooki had a match because Jersey Shore was big, right? Who remembers Jersey Shore? The show of hands. Nobody remembers Jersey Shore. Of course not, because it was bad. So back then, they brought in Snooki. Now they're bringing in Cardi B, who's practically Snooki mixed with Nicki Minaj. It's Cardi B. I fucking hate Cardi B. Anything, I hate Cardi B. I hate music nowadays too. But different topic. So WWE is apparently going to be having Cardi B come in to host SummerSlam. And I'm over here like, dude, that's fucking shit. Like, I don't even watch WWE anymore. If I'm being entirely honest, I haven't watched it religiously since I was like a fucking kid, practically. Like, it's so bad. And I've been through thick and fucking thin. I used to watch it when it was fucking bad beforehand. It was bad, got better, now it's bad again. Like, for a bulk of like 2010s, like early 2010, it wasn't good. Once it got to like 2011, it was kind of okay. 2011 was a good year for WWE, but that was probably the last actual good year. Not that they haven't done anything good since then, it's just been lackluster. There's nothing big going on. And it's definitely not treated like that anyway. Like, they try to make everything seem so fucking big and yeah. They try to make everything seem big and important, but nothing has been big or important. Like, it's just not good. And that's really all I have to say. And it's kind of upsetting because, like, I used to love WWE. And, like, I just can't watch it anymore. Like, me and my girlfriend try to watch Raw and SmackDown, but we fucking can't. The only place you can find good wrestling nowadays is NXT. Honestly, for the love of God, NXT is where it's at. And I'm thankful because NXT was not available in Canada for a while. It was only in the States, and now it's in Canada. And I'm over here like, holy shit, I can finally watch mainstream wrestling again. Like, NXT is good. Raw and SmackDown aren't. NXT is trying, or no, AEW is trying too hard to be WWE. And they're trying too hard to make fun of it. They're trying too hard to be like, oh, we're better than it, even though they're fucking not. Like, there's no good, like, nothing good is happening right now. Raw's boring. SmackDown's boring. AEW sucks. And NXT, it's okay. It's not, like, the best, but it's better than anything else we have. So, I don't know. NXT in Your House just happened recently, and it made me realize how much I hate Karrion Kross. He's fucking bad. He's terrible. I hate Karrion Kross. He's very boring, and he doesn't really, like, he's not a good wrestler, really. Like, he's a big dude. That's pretty much it. That's literally it, in my opinion. He's a big dude. He does those Saito suplexes, which is cool. His entrance is... Some people like it. I don't. It's just kind of shitty. There's nothing good about him. He's the champ. I was actually really hoping they were gonna like do an upset win and make Kyle O'Reilly win the title off him, but they didn't. They made him retain. I don't know. Wrestling sucks nowadays, and I felt the need to get that off my chest because now that I'm hearing Cardi B might be doing something with wrestling, it's just like, oh, I don't even want to be a part of this anymore. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I swear to God, when I was a kid, I used to dream and dream and dream about making it to WWE one day. I don't want to make it there, ever. Not that I would anyway, but I'd never, ever in a million years want to go there. It seems like the fucking worst place. They don't care about their workers. It sucks. Unless you're like 6 foot fucking 7 foot. And like huge 6-pack and fucking arms for days. Unless you're that guy, there's no place for you. And typically guys that big aren't that good. But that's Vince's type. And it'll probably all be better when Vince is dead. But who's to say? Nobody knows. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's about it. I think that's enough for a new episode of The Dilly Show. And I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, remember, if you're on YouTube, leave a comment, subscribe more, and click the bell icon for the love of God. So you know every time I post. If you're on Spotify, share it around. Post it on your Instagram stories or make a fucking post about it, being like, hey, Dilly Show's back again. Imagine. Just do anything you can to support me. I do appreciate it. Also, I may be making a Patreon at some point. I'm gonna hopefully get the Dilly Show up and running for a couple weeks first, and then I'm thinking about doing a Patreon where I can put all of the past episodes. I can put exclusive content. I'm very excited because I have been working towards it, and I'm hoping it all works out. So there will be updates if it happens, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, guys, I thank you very much for making it to the end of the episode. I love you all very much. As always, I've been your host, Dilly, signing out.